Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. After the last two episodes, I thought let's do something different, maybe more casual. So I've prepared this AFK sheep farm or wool farm because back in the days I always wanted to make one, but I wasn't really successful. You know, no hoppers and stuff like that. This time I knew exactly what I wanted to do. My goal was to create a farm that is cheap to build, relatively efficient, and also lag free. I watched many designs on YouTube and I didn't really find one that met my requirements. Basically, it was either a huge redstone contraption, not really cheap, or just an animal plan with a water channel on its side, not really efficient, or it used minecarts, and that is laggy. With a player in the minecart, you are constantly loading and unloading chunks. With sheep in minecarts, it is laggy from the principle and also not really cheap, you know. So I wanted to use just a natural behavior of sheep. And it worked out pretty well. There are 80 sheep in this farm and it is producing around 1600 wool blocks per hour. I can show you here. This is per hour, so that's not bad, is it? And I know some people consider these AFK farms a little bit cheaty, but let's say it like this. The only way to obtain large quantities of wool blocks is grinding. You can't go caving for it, you know. You have to spend hours and hours shearing all the sheep in your animal pen just to fill one double chest. And that is so boring. And by the way, in the real world, farmers also use a special place to shear sheep. And not really like this one with a water channel, but I mean, they don't do it in the animal pen, of course. It's more like it. Anyway, let's talk about the theory that is behind it. I've made a lot of experiments to find out how exactly she behave. The problem is that it is all just a theory based on some statistical tests, so it can be a little bit inaccurate. You know, I don't want to look in the code, so everything I'm going to tell you is based just on my observations. So, sheep, as all normal Minecraft animals, are choosing a random spot where they want to go. This target spot is chosen from the area around the sheep. The radius is around 12 meters, so the sheep can go to any place in this wide circle, but it can't target a spot that is outside of it. It can target a spot that is in the air, it can target a spot inside a block. The determining factor is a block light level. There is a higher chance that the sheep chooses a spot with a higher block light level. That means animals are attracted by light. And I mean the smart ones, not like squids. Yeah. Also, there is a higher chance that the target spot is in the northwest direction. I don't know if that is an intended behavior, but it causes animals to slowly migrate in that one direction, you know. So if your horse run away and you can't find him, search through northwest chunks, he should be there. Now let's assume this sheep chooses this wool block as a target spot, or rather the air block that is on top of it, like this. Now this spot is a center for this green circle area where the AI tries to find the path. Its radius is around 14 meters, so you can imagine it like a bubble that is searched through for all the paths inside that start with it starts with the block the sheep is standing on and ends with the target spot. And if there is a path found, the search process ends and the sheep is ready to go. If there isn't a valid path from the sheep to the target spot inside the green area, then the sheep goes to the nearest block that to that target spot, basically. And that is why all the animals are always right at the fences, you know, because they are targeting spots outside the animal pen. I am not good at explaining things, am I? Let's do some examples. So, I've created this corridor here to demonstrate how it all works in practice. I'll spawn a sheep in here, and after a random time interval it should go to one of these orange areas. I should probably do it right now because it can take some time. Okay, again, the sheep can target any spot in this white circle, but now the greens, oh, it is already going. Let's watch it. Now it should turn to one of these, yes, and now it should stop in one of in this orange area somewhere, including these borders, of course. So let's watch it, and yes, splendid. Oh, nice. So yeah, where I ended, the green circle is a little bit different because it represents all the centers of path containing circles that include the exit from the corridor. So the sheep can move only to these orange areas where these two circles overlap each other, or it can also move inside the corridor, of course. Basically, if the sheep targets a spot in this blue area, the AI won't find a path, so the sheep won't move because it is already standing on the closest block surface to the target spot. If the sheep target a spot inside one of these red areas, it will move just inside this corridor. But now, if the sheep targets a spot inside of these orange areas, let's do one more sheep. Oh, yeah, if it targets one of these orange areas, it can find a path and it will go there. So yeah, that is nice. And now, statistically, the sheep leaves the corridor pretty quickly. And I've based my farm design on this fact. Now I'll show you just a few more examples of sheep behavior. And here is the first example. Yeah, I already talked about it a little bit, but if you have a huge animal pen, after a while all the animals end up in one of the corners, and it is the northwest corner. Yeah, because they are randomly choosing the spots, and here you can see it is really north here. So yeah, now let me do something crazy and we should see some interesting results. Oh yeah, for science, of course. I made all these animals mad and now they are constantly moving, and you can see it is really apparent now that they are trying to get to that corner, because if you are in the corner, there is empty space all around you and there is a bigger chance that you will target a spot that is outside and then you will again end up in the corner. So yeah, it is like in the cycle. Yeah. And okay, here is another experiment with sheep. We've got a glowstone on one side and on the other side we've got solid blocks. And let me just jump inside this X-ray machine and we can see sheep just at the wall with glowstone. Because they are targeting spots inside that glowstone, you could change it for glass or air blocks and you would get the same result. But now I will exchange it for dirt. Okay, after this MC-edit trickery, we should see a completely different result. Basically, sheep shouldn't be at one side, they should be all over the place. Indeed, they are. So yeah, it is because when there was the glowstone, they were targeting those spots because the light level was very high, but now they are all over the place. Yeah, let me wait a little bit. And now we can see I've waited 5 minutes and now they are really they spread out all over the place. So now another experiment, I will knock out these torches, torches, and let's see what happens after a while. And yeah, I didn't want to wait too long, so yeah, I made them all mad. So now they are moving, but that doesn't really change anything. And you can see they are not in this dark area. They are when with the light source. So yeah, they are indeed targeting spots with a higher light level. And before we will look inside this farm, I want to give you one more information, and it is about the grass spread. So yeah, here all these glass blocks represents blocks from which grass could grow on top of that dirt block. But it is not here because here the yeah, the source block must have a light level 9 or higher on top of it, and receiving block must have a light level 4 or more. So now it could spread out there, even here. Yeah, it would work after a while, and it can spread even through blocks, like through floor and stuff like that. So yeah, be careful, and we will use it in this farm. So yeah, let's just see. Look at them. Isn't this beautiful? Yes, it is indeed. I think here you can nicely see how it all works. Basically, these are the corridors filled with sheep, and when any sheep targets a spot that is outside of it, it can find a path. Yes, it can find a path to it, and the path goes on top of these trapdoors, so the sheep falls down to another level of this design or the next corridor, so the process can now repeat itself and the sheep is ready to fall again and again and so on. And also all these areas outside are connected to each other, so the path finding it is easier for them, and yeah, that is how it works. And it is built just out of cheap materials, so it is really survival friendly. You can see just dirt and glass, and you can even exchange the glass for dirt. So if you have a chest filled with dirt, it should be really easy to build this. And yeah, here is a room where all the sheep end up after a while, and we need to transport them up again, and that is why I've built here these ladder elevators because it is really fast way to transport the sheep. And yeah, basically when the sheep is down there, it can target a spot outside of it, and it tries to go through these carpets to the right or left side, but it ends up going up and pretty quickly, and that's really important. Even here I am using just these short water channels, because when the sheep is not standing on any grass block, it can't grow its wool back again, so that is really inefficient. So we need to use really fast transportation. And here is a room where we can shear the sheep with this switch. Yeah, oh, I just want to switch my game mode, but I am using my Czech keyboard, and the slash command slash key is mapped on a different key, so pretty stupid keyboard. But yeah, finally I am ready, and now we can shear this sheep, and you can see that the shears have their durability is really decreased. I've basically spawned these shears, so we can see how it all works. Of course you will use normal shears for this, and yeah, here this double chest, fill it with shears, then you can just fill it all and switch this clock, and it should dispense the shears into your slot, and just hold the button on your mouse, and you will end up shearing all the sheep, even though you are not my inventory is filled with entities. Yes. So that is how we are shearing the sheep, and of course after that we need to separate these sheep to those 3 corridors, and that is why I've built here this room up here. And basically after a while the sheep targets again the spot that is outside of it, and here is a passageways to passageways outside covered with carpets, so these sheep are bumping into each other, and after a while they will end up again in this corridor up here. And I've already shown what happens next, so the cycle is now complete. You can build this pretty easily, but of course I have a Word download for this. I've made it the episode before, and even in that world you could already saw this. And yeah, um, so in the description there is a link. Just download the Word and you should find this nice wool farm there. And yeah, it is really survival friendly. I think it is pretty good design, I would say. And yeah, I don't know what else to say because I'm lost in my notes. And thank you for watching, and bye bye. And of course I forgot to mention something, sorry guys, it's not end yet. Here you can see a slice through the farm, so it should be even easier to build it. And I want to talk about my situation a little bit, just a little bit. Basically, these days I don't have a lot of free time, or when I do, it is really fragmented, you know. When you have just an hour, you can't really make a video. You are most likely watch something or something like that. For making a video, you must be prepared, you must be in a good mood, and you must have a lot of time. So basically, I want to give you a choice. What do you want to see next time? I could do an ice farm with zombies, and I've built that design. I want the full episode for that, basically, so you could see that. Or I could make an episode about that previous episode or things from the previous melon episode when I made the farm with baby zombies that are harvesting melons. Basically, after that episode, I had a lot of questions. I could answer them and also show you some things that I didn't mention. And it is also really important, and something is also really interesting. So yeah, that is the second option. And also I could make special for you because I've got a lot of subscribers these days. And yeah, I need to thank you all, of course. And also I need to thank to many YouTubers that really helped me with this. Even though I am just a user that is sharing ideas, I am always telling you this story. And yeah, somehow I am now I don't know what to say. And yeah, for that I need a proper episode to thank all the people. For example, Ultimate Redstone really helped me, or Docam77. So yeah, I could make an episode pretty interesting with some experiments and just talk about some stuff, you know. So yeah, now it is really an end. Please tell me what you want to see next time, and thank you for watching, and bye bye.